Welcome Peanut Gallery. Today we're going to be looking at my part 2 of my predictions for the English Premier League as it starts this weekend. Again, I apologize for having to break this up into 2 videos, but I hope you enjoy. And after the video or during the video, if you've got any comments or anything you'd like to suggest down in the comment section, it would be greatly appreciated. Right, so onto the video. So now in 10th we have Southampton. For me, this is an ambitious place for Southampton. I think 10th is really stretching it, but I have faith in them. I think Ralph Hasenhüttl did very well to bring his team back after that 9-0 defeat to Leicester last season. And if Danny Ings can keep firing like he did last season, I think he's up for a really good season. They did lose Pierre-Emile Højbjerg to Spurs, but they also bought Walker Peters from Spurs, and I think he's very good. I've also heard pretty good things about Salisu, the defender they bought from Spain, and I think he could form a good partnership at the back. I think if they want to be comfortable, they might need to buy a couple more players, probably more looking at the center of midfield. If they don't, they might slip to as low as about 12th, but I think they can do it and they're going to be comfortable this season. So in 9th, I have Leicester. So I think for some people this might come as a bit of a shock, but I don't think you should be shocked by this. Leicester are in Europa this season. They are not in Champions League. And they struggled at the end of last season. They should have got top 4 and they didn't. They let it slip. And I think it showed the weakness of their squad. They've lost Ben Chilwell to Chelsea and they've brought in his replacement, but they really haven't strengthened their squad in any other places. And so I think without that squad depth, I think they're really going to struggle in the league and Europa is going to take its toll. Hell, I think they could even pull a Burnley where they can go down as low as like 15-14 for this season. But I think Rodgers has got enough class and I think he'll bring them right and they'll be fine in 9th. In 8th, I have Everton. So I really rate Carlo Ancelotti. I think he was phenomenal at Chelsea. He was really good at Bayern and at Real Madrid. I think Everton fans should prepare for some really big ups and downs this season. I think Everton are going to score a lot of goals, but I also think Everton are going to concede a lot of goals. Yes, it looks like they finally got their replacement for Idrissa Gueye in the form of Allen, but I don't think it's enough. I still think that Everton defense is a bit of a liability, and I think especially Pickford. I'm very worried that Everton might just concede as many goals as they score, which is a lot. Now in 7th, I have Spurs. So quite honestly, I think Spurs are in for a tough season in their standards. Mourinho focuses a lot on defense, and I think him bringing in Matt Doherty and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is fine, but I don't think they are Spurs standard. Don't get me wrong, I think Doherty's a good defender, and he proved it at Wolves. But I'm not sure if this Spurs side is up for the challenge to battle for top 4, let alone top 6. I think the squad is going to show its weaknesses during the league, and I think Mourinho, he'll get them out of the Europa League group stages and realize that the league and going for Champions League might not be properly on the cards and might just focus on winning the Europa League, which will probably save his job and then bring in a much needed and quite honestly a much well deserved trophy to the Spurs cabinet. In 6th, I have Wolves. So I think the project that is going on Wolves is a very good one, and last season they only really struggled at the beginning and the end of the season. Otherwise they would have been firmly up in top 4. I think they haven't lost anyone too much of note besides Doherty, and they did sign Marcel from Lyon to replace him, but he is a left back and I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be able to do the job at Wolves. I think Wolves not being in Europe this season could actually benefit them, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to get them into the Champions League spots. In 5th, I have Manchester United. So I really rate Oli, and I think he's been doing a pretty good job at United in building them into a really great side. However, the glue that holds them all together is Bruno Fernandes. and a potential injury to him could really send the team into a bit of a spiral down. They have bought Van de Beek to kind of be a bit of a replacement, even though I think he's a little bit more defensive than Fernandes. But the team is very obviously set up and around Fernandes, and they play 1000% better than they do without him. I think at the end of last season, they played a lot of matches, and Fernandes played a lot of matches, and he looked tired and weary at the end of the restart. I just have this feeling that over the Christmas period, Fernandes is going to be a little bit tired, and I think he's just going to be getting into a bit of a strut, and he might even take a knock, and he might be out for 1 or 2 months. And I think that means United will miss out on Champions League football next season. So in fourth, we have Arsenal. So personally, I think Arsenal are a much better team under Arteta, and I think they are doing really good things. It is vital though that Arsenal keep hold of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. If they don't, I think they could slip as far as about 8th in the table. But I'm working with what I see, and I see Aubameyang is going to sign a new contract. I'm hoping that he does, because I think Arsenal kind of deserve a bit of a break. And if he doesn't, and if he does end up going, I think Arsenal have their ready-made replacement in Martinelli. Arsenal should put their faith in him like United did with Greenwood. But even so, I think Aubameyang will stay and Arsenal will get top 4. I'm also interested to see how Gabriel will fit in. I think he is going to shore up that defense quite a bit, which will help. Now in third, I have Liverpool. Yep, this is going to be controversial. The champions down in third by a Chelsea supporter. I get it, I understand, but hear me out. Now I know at the end of last season, Liverpool's form wasn't great, but they had already hit the title. They had got it. They had made sure everything was done, and then they went and partied. They had their party heads in the last end of the season. But what I've also noticed is that quite a few of their players are having their heads turned by seemingly bigger clubs. Case in point, Wijnaldum to potentially go to Barcelona. Yes, Liverpool have bought Tsimikas from Ajax, if I'm not mistaken, and he's a decent left back, but he's not going to replace Robertson. And they don't have any replacements lined up to take over from the players that will potentially leave. Personally, I don't think those players will leave, and I think Klopp will manage to get them back on track. But I think Liverpool are going to struggle at the beginning of the season, and I think that's going to hurt their overall finishing. Now in second, I have Chelsea. Yeah, I'm being a little bit optimistic here, but forgive me, I have to be for my Chelsea side. I'm gonna be quite honest, and it seems a bit weird, but I think Chelsea's best signing this season has been Thiago Silva. It seems a bit weird, but I think the one thing Chelsea have been missing the last couple seasons is a big solid leader at the back. They had Terry, then Cahill kind of stepped in, but I always had my doubts about him. But Silva is a designated leader. That is what he does. And I really think Chelsea will benefit from his leadership at the back. If Lampard can sort out Kepa and integrate Werner, Ziyech, Chilwell and Havertz into the squad really well, I genuinely think they will be the top contender to first place. And first, but of course, it has to be Manchester City. I'm not alone in this one. I know City are tipped to be favourites by nearly everyone. After the decision given out about their financial fair play, I think City have looked really good. They've looked really unstoppable. They've made some really good signings with Ake and Fernan Torres. I do think Fernan Torres is going to have a smaller role in the squad than some people might assume. He is a very good player, but he's still young. I think he's going to be similar to Foden, where he will play some matches, but he won't start them all. I firmly believe City will blitz this season. I do. I think Kevin De Bruyne is going to rack up another 15 goals and 15 assists. And if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be Aguero's last season, and he's going to want to go out flying, and he'll probably give them about 25 goals this season as well. So there you have it, guys. I have City to win this whole thing. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Have I got it all completely wrong? Let me know in the comments. Hit a like on the video and subscribe if you want to see more of this, and I'll see you guys around. Cheers.